everyone, welcome back. It's getting dark out, so this is not the best time to be filming this, but I was very excited. So before Christmas I went to the works. I bought 2 kits to show you guys. They then sold on eBay, which was great because I didn't actually really need the things in them, although they were quite interesting. But that was from the works in my nearest town, which is kind of under stocked, I say, on like art stuff and witch stuff, even though the works tends to have a lot of that kind of thing. Now, I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because they just decided toys are better to have in the shop there, which is fine. But I went a couple of towns over to one which is actually based in a garden centre, which is bigger. It has a bigger art section, it has a bigger section of kits, of books, and they have a sale on. So I bought a load of stuff, which I want to share with you. Now, I got a pyrography set, I think is how you say that, for Christmas, so I bought 2 of these boxes. These are like £2 each, and at the end of the video I'm going to put in some footage of me burning a box that is identical to this one, but is not actually this one because that happened in the past, to make it into a tarot box, and some of the things that I created to make it cool and interesting and magical. So stay tuned if you're interested in some arts and crafts stuff. But yeah, I got another couple of these because they were £2 each. I don't believe they were actually on sale. These were. They are wooden beads. So I decided to get these so I can maybe burn some runes into them, make charms and things. But yeah, they were 50p a pack. Normally £1 each, so not massive savings, but kind of cool to experiment with. The main thing that I got from the works was this. They didn't have this kit at my regular works when I went in there, so that was disappointing. I did look to see if they had any others, because obviously now they're £3.50, which is pretty cool. But the only one they had was chakras, which I wasn't that interested in, and angel cards, which were basically useless to me because I don't believe in angels. So this was the only one I could get, but if you're local to a works, go and check it out, because you can now just get a tarot deck for £3.50 with a book, I'm assuming. Yes. So I'm just going to open this one up, show you guys what's in here. I'm interested to see if the card stock is any better than the quite flimsy oracle cards. I would probably say I'm not expecting it to be, but we shall see if it's any better. And if so, what the cards look like. There's some little pictures on the back, but it's kind of hard to tell. So I'm going to have a little look-see. These will probably end up getting put on my eBay page because I already have tarot cards, but I thought it'd be interesting to share it with you so you can see what's in here. So it's similar to the other ones, although the book is noticeably thinner, which is disappointing. I was hoping it would have like a more detailed book than this. It doesn't seem to have much in here. Does it even have the meanings of the cards? We've got spreads, we've got the major arcana, but no meanings, just pictures. I don't know why this is worthwhile because they all have the name of the card on them anyway, so knowing what they look like is kind of irrelevant. Then we've got the spreads, a practice reading where it kind of just explains what the cards do. Pictures of the minor arcana, which is again kind of pointless. Oh my god, it has it for every suit. Why do we need this? The Celtic cross spread extended. So at least it gives you some spreads in here, but again we have a sample reading for that spread, which goes on for like, it starts here and it goes on for several pages. Another different spread. This is Bob's Celtic cross reading, so this is still the example. Daily inspiration spread, a sample reading, conclusion. Are you kidding me? This book does not give the meanings of the cards, okay? So the actual contents are history and origin of the tarot, reading the tarot, the cards, which is just pictures of the cards, Psychic Protection, Tarot Spreads, the Major Arcana, the Mark and Amanda Spread, the Minor Arcana, the Celtic Cross Spread Extended, the Daily Inspiration Spread, Conclusion Glossary. Did I miss something? Am I going insane? Is my brain addled by mince pies? What is happening? It does not say in the book. Maybe it says on the cards. I don't know. Let's have a look at the cards. Oh. They seem to be of like a nice size. They're not like mini in any way. Okay. Let's have a look at what the cards are like. I've dropped one. Okay, so right off the bat, it's the same really flimsy cardstock. I don't know why I made that one do the worm. So I was kind of hoping that they'd be better, because obviously the other kits had bigger books in and other items which would have cost money aside from the cards, so the cards weren't the main feature. In a tarot kit they kind of are, so I was hoping they would be thicker. Let's have a little shuffle and have a look. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Cups upright. I might have to insert some close-ups because I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Just a picture. It's kind of a slightly grainy, crackly effect on the picture, so it's not incredibly clear. It says Ace of Cups, Security, Helping Hand. So that's the only meaning that we have for this card, because there's nothing in the book about it. Let's see if we can find a Major Arcana and see if that has anything else written on it. Okay, here we go. Temperance. Again, this kind of crackly effect, sort of like it's plaster work mural in like a church, you know, that kind of crackly look. This is Temperance. It says money, restrictions, testing the waters. That's fairly meaningless. I was hoping that maybe on the backs it would say something. Here we have the Devil, another card from the Major Arcana, and it says jealousy or trouble, able to break the chains that are binding you or holding you back. So yeah, it seems like most of the Major Arcana have just a few more words than the Minor Arcana, but not that much. And the artwork is not what I would call inspiring. It's just kind of, ugh. I'm not a card shop, never claimed to be. Drop them everywhere. My God. They've got this kind of brown border. The back is just kind of like a magic eye picture. But yeah, the general colours they've used in the pictures are kind of grubby browns and greys. It doesn't look very pretty at all, which is upsetting. You can't really tell the picture quality from just the images on the back of the box, because they are, for the most part, quite small. And they just look a bit more colourful, I think, on the box. Like here you can see there's got like blues and stuff in them, which don't seem to be what the actual cards look like. That's really disappointing, because this was the kit that I was most excited to try, aside from the wicker one, because I thought it would be a good way to be able to tell people that they could get like a deck of tarot cards and a book about them, because I know a lot of decks that you can buy like on eBay for really cheap, they don't come with a book, and I have the Rider-Waite deck, which I feel like most people have, but I also have the definitive like guidebook that goes with it, and each card has like 2 whole pages on what it means and what every single symbol in the picture means. So for example, like on the Devil card, if this was in my Rider-Waite guidebook, there would be a little section for every symbolic part of this image. So the horns, wings, chains, the fact that this guy has a tail would be explained and talked about symbolically, and then it gives you the meaning in various different situations, like in a health reading, in a relationship reading, if your query was relating to a job, it kind of breaks it down for you. Whereas I feel like if you ask a question of the deck and then you get back, just pick a random card, the moon, this isn't necessarily going to be relevant in all parts of the reading. So the moon says deception or delays, emotions up or down, maybe deceiving yourself emotionally or others. So what if I get this card and I've just asked, should I go for that promotion? Or what can the cards tell me about whether or not my wife is cheating on me? There aren't a huge number of meanings to this, and it doesn't even give like the meaning for the card being upside down, so you're missing out on like 78 meanings, the reversed cards. Not happy. So can't really recommend Secrets of the Tarot. If you're really desperate for cards to just like practice with, £3.50 is pretty good, but they don't come with books or anything to tell you the meaning of the cards. They do come with a book that tells you the meaning of the spreads, so that could be useful. You could cut the page out of the book with like the little pictures of the cards on it and then write your own descriptions in another book, but I feel like for that money you might as well just buy the Tarot Bible, which is like the Crystal Bible and the Wicker Bible, same set of books. They also sell that at the works. I think at the moment it's a £5, so you'd be better off buying that and then buying a set of like £2 cards from eBay, which would probably be better quality than these. So I'm not happy, that's probably getting chucked in the mix a lot. However, I do want to share with you one other purchase that I didn't make, but which I thought about making yesterday. That's confusing, but I'll tell you in a second. On the way back from the garden centre where we went, we stopped in at a farm shop. I really like the farm shop. I get like pomegranates and stuff from there to dry, to put the seeds and incense and things. It's a really good place to buy like homemade cakes and stuff if you just don't have the time to make them, to use as offerings. Speaking of offerings, this is mead. I did have a bottle of 9 Maidens mead, which was a lot smaller than this, that I bought in Cornwall, and I basically just used it for offerings on the altar, to basically just do on like Samhain, any time when I was going to put an offering out, and also as part of my wassailing of our fruit trees. I ran out of mead. This was actually a Christmas present. I'm not going to do a Christmas video because I think it's not really that interesting, but I was out and about yesterday in the farm shop and I saw that they sell these. And so I wanted to let you know about it because it's actually pretty reasonably priced, because you get a whole 75 centilitre bottle, so like a wine bottle, of mead. It's the Lime Bay Winery Traditional Mead Original Honey flavour, and it's like £9.99, which is really reasonable. I went to Shield Maiden in Glastonbury with my friend Vanda, if you've seen that video, and Vanda bought some mead there, which I'm not going to debate as to whether it's like better quality or in like a nicer bottle, but it was like £25, and they have ones that were more expensive, and I feel like this is just a lot more budget friendly. Especially because it's like a kind of like a spirit, in that you don't need to drink like a whole massive glass of it like you would with wine. Also, I don't like wine. There we go. But it comes in all sorts of flavours. There's like a Christmas spiced one. There's rhubarb, which I'm interested in. And I'm not a big drinker. I only tend to drink at Christmas. The rest of the time I just don't drink alcohol, except as part of a rite when I'll have like a sip of mead. So this is perfect for me, and this will probably like last me another year, and I'm very excited to try it. But yeah, apparently he got this on Amazon, so you can definitely order this from Amazon, but also I found it at my local farm shop, so if you have a farm shop local to you, or maybe something fancy like a Waitrose, maybe they'll do it. I don't know. I haven't been to Waitrose for a while. Are they okay? Because all of the ones around here closed. But yeah, give Lime Bay a look, and let me know how you get on with it, and if you try any of the other flavours, because I want to know if they're nice, and then I will get all of them. So that has been a look at some of the stuff that I got in the works sale. If you have a works near you and you haven't been to one yet, why? They're amazing. I did see a lot of books there that were lots of money off, very, very cheap. For example, I got the Little Book of Witchcraft, which I just thought was cute, and I kind of wanted just to grab it. It was £1.50, down from £7.99. Usually I think in the works these are about £5. I have no idea. I've had the little book of crystals before. It was super helpful. I found it actually more helpful than the Crystal Bible, even though it's by the same person. But this one is just a short little book. It contains bunches of little bits of information, like some basic information on picking crystals. I think there's a bit in here on tarot as well. Yeah, it basically just has some information in it. Tells you how to do a 3-card spread. Doesn't give you the meanings of the cards, but then again, it's not a book about tarot, so, you know. But yeah, I thought this would just be really cute. So if you're looking for like a little beginner book, that's like £1.50. That's just great. I love anything under £2. So definitely get yourself down to the works while there's still a sale on. I don't know if it's a sale that is the same online, because last time I looked, the tarot kit and all the other ones were still £7 each, 2 for £10. So, don't know, maybe check on the internet, but if you have one near you, go have a hunt and let me know if you've got anything good. And I'm going to put you over to Past Sarah for some craft clips, which probably show me burning myself quite a lot with the soldering iron because I didn't have my pyrography kit yet, but you know, you live and you learn. Hello, I am still incredibly ill, feeling better actually, just getting over the bug, but I thought I'd do a little bit of a video about this craft project. I'm in like a witchy group on Facebook, which is all about like making things. And they're doing a Secret Santa, a lot of groups at this time of year obviously doing a Secret Santa. So I thought I'd turn this box, which I had in my craft cupboard, into something for the Secret Santa thing, because it's meant to be something that you've made. So I decided to make a tarot box. Now I haven't made one of these before for myself, which I painted, but this time I'm doing some wood burning. So what I did was take my stencil and draw on these letters, and then I did the sort of crescent moon, full moon, other crescent moon symbol with literally just a coin, a 2p piece that I drew around to get these sort of nice crisp lines. And then on the other sides I've done these symbols. I just googled tarot symbols, and these are the ones that came up on Google Images, so I thought they looked quite cool. And just picked some of those ones that I thought complemented each other. To do the wood burning, I don't actually have a wood burning tool or pyrography tool. I do have my dad's soldering iron. It does come with quite a lot of different kind of tips. So on it at the moment it's got quite a broad tip. That's a narrow one. There's also these like big, like wedge shaped ones that I think would be quite useful for doing these quite like large areas. Basically, you put it in, you turn it on, you do the thermostat, it gets incredibly hot, and then you can burn on wood. I don't advise doing this if, you know, you're a child. This is definitely something that you should be doing as a grown-up. But I have done this for a while now. I used to wood burn like wands and things just out of like whittled sticks that I'd like peel the bark off with a penknife and then do like wood burnt designs. That was with his old soldering iron. This one is a little bit more fancy. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wood burn these outlines which I just drew on in pencil. And then afterwards I've got some nice beeswax polish to just rub on with a cloth to finish it off nicely. The stencils for the letters I got from Hobbycraft, but you can get stencils basically anywhere, and I've just kind of changed the lettering a little bit there to just join it up a bit. And yeah, you could just rub out with a rubber and just keep going if you don't like the way it looks. So obviously this box was quite cheap. I think it's like £3 from the works. If you have access to a soldering iron or a pyrography tool, it's definitely a good way to make these into something different, something a little bit nicer, that would cost a lot more if you were to buy it yourself. So I'm going to do this as part of my DIY, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all finished. I have burned myself, which was unfortunate. Also unfortunate, I burnt the box in places where I wasn't meant to, because this has obviously the thicker collar above the tip.
that's just to hold it upright. It touched here and here, which was really unfortunate and left a brown mark. So what I found was, the first time it happened, I just sanded it off, but it took a long time and left kind of a long dip from where I'd sanded it. So what I decided to do is just scratch these marks off. Yes, it happened a lot, because it only happens for a fraction of a second and then you've got a mark. I scratched them off with a sharp implement, and now I'm just sanding them a little bit flatter and hoping that once the wood is polished with special beeswax polish, it'll look a bit nicer. I've got the thicker tip on now. These were all done with like the thin tip. The thicker tip I'm going to use to fill in these like bigger areas, and hopefully that'll all look great. Hello again. I've decided to try and make some special polish for my tarot card box that I'm wood burning. So I have the Meadow Sweet that came in one of the Witch Casket boxes, some sweet orange oil, and some beeswax polish, which was about £3 from eBay. That's the grill being moved by someone who I asked to be quiet. We're so professional. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of this polish, melt it in this tiny jam jar, mix in a teeny bit of the herb and the oil, with the hope that the herb will just sort of sink to the bottom, and then I can use the polish. Both of these herbs are good for divination, so I thought they'd be excellent to use in a polish on a tarot card box. So I'm just going to fill this with hot water, pop my containers in to melt the polish, and also let the dog into the garden, because I can multitask. There we go, so that's all melted in there together with the herbs and the oils added in. And now I just need to get this tiny jar out of this very hot water. It was actually quite easy to get in there, actually, because a hot spoon sliced through that like butter. It was amazing. I'm going to get some tongs.